6-0 our score back here at the Fargo Dome. Welcome back to the broadcast here on 96.3 KNDS. Andy Rieckhoff and Ricky Paulson here with you. Easton Stick will break the huddle, go under center with Jed Resear and King Frazier in the backfield. One receiver out wide to the left is Zach Vraw. He's single covered out there. We'll see if Easton maybe takes a shot. Snap and a fake handoff. He will take a shot. Has Zach Vraw on the end route. Zach goes up and makes the catch. What else would you expect from Mr. Reliable? Another touchdown reception for Zach Vraw. And NDSU on top now 19-0.
As soon as you saw Stick pull that back for a play action, you know who it was going to go to and you know what was going to happen.
Easton Stick will go under center. Has Jed Resear and King Frazier in the backfield with R.J. Urzendowski up to the left. Snap comes and a handoff up the middle, out to the right side. Breaking across midfield is King Frazier. He'll be tackled there by David Jones. He'll gain 4, bring up 2nd and 6. Richmond only 4 minutes of possession here so far. Stick take the snap in the shotgun, hand it off to Bruce, who hurdles the defender across the 45, now across the 40, across the 30, and then pushed out of bounds. There's a block downfield by Nate Moody. Wasn't able to get around him, and Bruce Anderson goes out of bounds at the 27-yard line and after a 21-yard scamper down to the 27 of Richmond.
I believe that was number 30, Jed Sear, on the outside in front of Bruce Anderson, picking up a key block.
Jed Resear, all Missouri Valley Conference fullback for NDSU. Now 1st and 10. It might be the last play of quarter number 1 with 10 seconds left to go. Stick in the shotgun with a couple of men in the backfield. Takes the snap, fakes a handoff to Frazier. Has a man open down the sidelines, and a catch for a touchdown for Chase Morlock, and NDSU now atop 12-0. What an end to the first quarter for the Bison. Laletta just one rushing attempt for -8 yards in that first quarter, and passing 2 of 3 for 33 yards. Right now in the shotgun here, 2nd and 7. 2 men to his left, 2 men to his right, including Brian Brown. Snap, and Laletta will go back, looking to pass, throws one, and that one is complete out near the 40. Gonna mark him just short of the 40 at the 38-yard line. We'll bring up 3rd and 1 for the Spiders. Catch made by Tyler Wilkins.
Spiders receivers really haven't had anything downfield in this game because a great cornerback play by both Jordan Champion and C.J. Smith, repeating the performances they had last week.
3rd and 1 now, 13 minutes to play in quarter number 2. Laletta under center, has 2 men in the back with an I formation, and Brown out on the right side. Snap comes, handoff up the middle, and stuff just short. 2nd effort though, looks like they've got the first down. It's Seth Fisher. Stop May, they're going to mark him down before that 2nd effort. It's going to bring up 4th down.
And this is a point where Richmond almost has to go for it before this game gets out of hand for them. And it looks like they are going to stay on the field.
They are going for it. Offense stays out here for the Spiders. Gutsy call by head coach David Rocco, trying to get some momentum here early. David Broadus, the Wildcat quarterback, is in on this play for the Richmond Spiders. The refs set the ball. 4th and 1 from the 37. Big play here early. Broadus in the shotgun, takes the snap. He'll take it himself up the middle. Hit early. I don't think he got it. Nick DeLuca there, and that's a turnover on downs. This Bison defense makes a statement early. Elkowski back to punt now for the Spiders. 4th and 10. You mentioned, Ricky, a little bit too much time still on that clock for NDSU. Looks like NDSU might be coming after this one. Eric Perkins back to return. Helkowski gets the punt away. Perkins will catch it inside his own 15. Gets this one up the middle across the 20 to the 25. Breaks a couple of tackles at his ankles across the 40. Across midfield, has the punter to beat Helkowski. Has a convoy with him across the 20, the 10, and Perkins takes it all the way. An 88-yard punt return touchdown. And NDSU with a commanding 26-0 lead. Calder right back the other way for Fort Wayne. Has the ball top of the key. Gives it to Conchar. They go down low now. Brent Calhoun. Calhoun calling for Calder to come get the ball. That's what happens. Michael Calder with it. Gets to the free throw line. Step back jumper. No good. Short. But rebound to Calhoun. He kicks it out. Looking for Calder. Calder will shoot this one from straight away. Good for three. Just behind the three-point line. 3 threes already for the #1 shooting team from behind the arc this season. Does Fort Wayne have another silencer from deep in their arsenal? Landis has it. Drives to the baseline. Thinks better of it. Goes out. Step back. Gives it over to Stewart. Stewart right back to Landis. 3 seconds. Landis shoots it up from deep. No good. Almost got caught in the rim. Rebound Stewart. Can't convert on the second opportunity. And Dupree cleans off the boards. Dupree brings it up the court. Trying to cut this to a one-possession game if they can get a bucket here. Gives it to Cabellas. Cabellas will shoot a 3 from the wing. He hit it! Kai Cabellas, a 3. Cuts it down to a 2-point game, the closest it's been since the opening minutes of the first half. The Mastodons starting to unravel here in Sioux Falls. The 2-time defending champion Bison down just 2. It's 64-62. We'll take a timeout. Stay tuned, folks. It's going to be a while. Last 2 minutes and 30 seconds. 1-point lead for Fort Wayne. Landis gets the ball inbounded to him. Guarded there by Kai Cabellas. Down to 30 seconds left. 16 on the shot clock. It's a screen from Reed. Landis has it, gives it back to Reed. Hands it back off for Landis for 3 from straight away. No good. High ball on the rebound. Rebounded by Warner. A jump ball going to be called. It does favor NDSU, so Warner almost had it stripped by Calder. The jump ball's good enough. They have the possession arrow.
And way to hang on again for Dexter Werner. He's been in a few of those tonight.
Every bicep curl mattered from the gym right there. That's strength and conditioning coaching 101 right there. Hold on to it. They got the stop they needed. Now they need a bucket. They trail by 1. Dupree brings it up. 15 seconds left. No timeout used here by Richmond. Dupree will hand it off to Cabellas. Cabellas to Jacobson. Jacobson now to Dupree. Top of the key. Working there against Contrario. Dupree drives in. Throws one up. No good. No, it is. It's good. It rolls in. And he's fouled. Dupree got it to roll in, got the friendly roll, he's going to the line. Carlin Dupree nearing the buzzer, just 4 seconds left, drove on Conchar, spun in the lane, threw it up, it rolled around the rim what seemed like forever, it falls, and the foul was called. NDSU by 1. What drama at the end of this semifinal. Thrown into Landis, he goes up the court. Gets a decent shot out, throws it up, no good, and NDSU has done what no team has done since 1984. They're going to the championship for a chance at a 3rd straight NCAA tournament berth. Welcome back in, KNDS Sports post-game show after another Bison victory. Very glad to be joined by assistant coach Freddie Coleman. Freddie, you guys, you made us sweat that one out a little bit. Have you ever been a part of a game like that, coach or player? That was just insane.
You know, I've been around some games that we've been, you know, come down to the wire. One that comes to my mind is 2009, Ben Woodside making the shot against Oakland to bring us to the NCAA tournament. But, you know, to be down, you know, 15 at halftime and come out the way our guys, you know, came out that second half, you know, it's all togetherness and toughness. And, you know, to be honest with you, I haven't been a part of anything like that when you have to come back. But that was one great effort from a whole bunch of guys that call themselves a family.
What did you guys tell them at halftime when you're down 15 against a team that it didn't seem like Fort Wayne could miss in that second half? What do you tell them at halftime to try and get their spirits up and come back out in that second half and just fight?
Well, they're a great shooting team, you know, and one thing that we told these, I mean, they had 8 threes at halftime, you know, and I think we only shot 7. We weren't shooting it great, and they were. They played really well, and coming out of that second half, we told our team, like, we can't let them beat us doing that. Make them beat us doing something different. So getting out on shooters a little bit more, you know, extending, you know, usually we kind of pack it in defensively. We extended a little bit more, and we dictated them instead of letting them dictate us.
Do you kind of characterize yourself as a second-half team? I mean, the stats kind of say you're a second-half team, but what's the difference as a team? Every single game, it seems like the second half is just so much better.
You know, it's been like that all year, hasn't it? You know, even from the get-go. But, you know, we had a couple games we come out early. I don't know what it is. We tried to switch up our pregame routine, you know, but as long as we get 1-point win. That's all we need. You know, we talk about sometimes winning by 20, 15, 5, but all we need to do is win by 1. And, you know, we'll pull it out. We'll figure it out as we go, and we got to make adjustments.
Kai Cafellas had somewhat of a coming out party today, hit some big threes in that second half. I thought played extremely aggressive on offense, and then on defense, played in against Max Landis, doing everything you can to try and slow him down. He really exhausted a lot of energy today, didn't he?
You know, this game really reminds me of the UND game. You know, and Kai kind of had his coming out party with that game too. You know, he hit some really, really big shots that if he didn't make, we wouldn't have won that game. And he did the same tonight. You know, he knocked down some shots and they were playing off him a little bit, but he was just playing confident.
Bottom of the third inning here at the LX Sports Complex. Andy Rieckhoff here with you on 96.3 KNDS. Jalen and our producer back in the studio. It is Cheyenne Garcia to lead things off for the Bison in their half of the third against Madison Frayne. The first pitch swung on, hit real well to left field, up in the air, going back, and that one's not going to be returned. Cheyenne Garcia has tied the ball game with a leadoff home run going after the first pitch of the inning that she saw from Madison Frayne. Leadoff home run for the 4'11" second baseman Cheyenne Garcia as well. The 3-0 pitch, called a strike. Beatty taken all the way. The average is sitting at 328 after the single back in the second. Three-one count. Frayne delivers. Beatty turns on one to left, and the Bison have taken the lead. Bree Beatty deposits one over the trees in left field, and Beatty with her first home run of the season. It's her first collegiate home run of her NDSU career. She puts the Bison in the lead. 2 solo home runs here in the third, and the balls are starting to fly out of the LX Sports Complex. One ball, no strikes. Letty will deal to Minot, who sends one out to left field, and that one's gone. Another solo home run, and NDSU can't keep the ball in the ballpark right now. They trail by 2 again. They just came back from a 2-run deficit. Now they'll trail by 2 after the fourth inning, at least by 2, as Minot hits the positive one over the left field fence. The Coyotes have gone home run crazy here in the tournament. 3 yesterday, 5 today. Moreland so far today has struck out and flied out to left field. So 0 for 2 on the day for Logan Moreland. She lays down a bunt right on the line, stays fair, runs on to first, and gets on first with a bunt single. Sometimes when you don't have the hitting going, you just lay down the bunt, trust your speed, and Moreland is a fantastic bunter. Has done that multiple times throughout the Summit League season. Sometimes even multiple times in a game. Get yourself on to first. Really, once you get on, that's when the havoc starts for NDSU. Their hitters and their speed, along with their aggressive base running. Now a runner on first. Garcia comes up to bat. Frayne delivers the first pitch to Garcia. We had a home run her first time up. The pitch is left up high. 1 ball, no strike. NDSU entered the tournament having won its last 27 regular season contests against league opponents dating back to 2015. And Garcia gets into one towards center. That one's back at the wall, leaping up. It's gone, and we've tied the ball game. We said they could score in a hurry, and it's our first non-solo home run of the day. Garcia had not hit one since early this season against Baylor back on March 20th. Now she's hit 2 in this game, and she's tied this game up. Letty gets the sign from co-head coach Jamie Traxel. Looks on that wristband and will deliver the 1-0 pitch. In for a strike, evens the count up at 1-1. Minot did ground out to Garcia her first time up, then struck out in the second. But her first time batting up against Letty was in the fourth. She had a solo home run, the third of that inning, which gave USD a 2-run lead at the time. 1-1 pitch outside for a ball. And if there's one player when you're meeting as a team before the game that you say you can't let her beat you, it's definitely Minot. NDSU did not follow that much, so they gave up 3 home runs to her. 6 RBIs. 2-1 pitch hit out towards center field, and Minot's done it again. Another 3-run home run. USD's on top by 2. Minot's 2nd home run of the day, her 5th of the tournament. Straightaway center field, and USD is up 2 on the number 1 seed, NDSU Bison. 4 on deck. Bree Beatty would be up after her. She's 3 for 3. 3-1 count. The redshirt junior catcher, Alyssa Reyna. Pitch on its way up in the air towards right field. Long run for the right fielder. She can't make it. And that's a fair ball, says the home plate umpire. It's going to bring in 1 run. Garcia's on her way to 3rd, and an RBI double for Alyssa Reyna. They cut the lead to 1. It's 8-7 South Dakota. It was hit down the line. A long run for Morgan Vasa. And it looked like that ball kind of tailed back into play over her shoulder. Tried to turn around and make the catch. Could not. Called fair by Kelly Turnus, our home plate umpire. Both runners had to make sure it wasn't caught. Schultz still scores from 2nd. Garcia got on her horse, got all the way to 3rd. An RBI double for Reyna. And now Luciano. Another 2-2 on its way, though, from Frayne to Luciano. Frayne will rock and delivers the 2-2. Swung on, hit out towards left field. It drops. That was score 1. Reyna going to be held up at 3rd. Now she's running through the stop sign and thrown out at home. Reyna out at home plate. The game is tied at noon. Here we are at 2:43, still in the 7th inning. Now a 3-0 count as the 2-0 pitch missed up high. Frayne has thrown 179 pitches today. She pitched a complete game yesterday. Arms got to be feeling a little bit tired. 3-0 the count to Lopez Portillo. She walked once. Here's the 3-0 pitch. It hits her. Lopez Portillo hit on the back, and NDSU will win the ball game. A crazy finish to what was an even crazier game with 9 home runs and a total of 17 runs scored. The number 1 seed survives. They go on to the next round in the championship bracket. Another episode of X's and O's here, a sweetheart special we'll call it here on the Valentine's Day weekend. Andy Rieckhoff, Jordan Fremstead with you live.
Like the cliche is win and you have a chance. Get in and you can win. Yep. You know what happens in the playoffs, like you said, records go to the wayside. Now it's just man up and play and see if you can get the upset victory over the 1 seed.
Exactly.
And on that same line of thought, switch over to the women now. They're fighting to get in. They're fighting just to get a chance to play in the Summit League playoffs. The Summit League tournament, because there's 9 teams in the Summit League. Top 8 get in. Right now, they are deadlocked with Fort Wayne in that 8 spot. And they play Fort Wayne today at 1 p.m. to decide who goes to the tournament, who stays home and doesn't get a chance to play in the postseason. It's too much hype.
It's just too much.
These high school athletes coming out, they've never been in the limelight. They've never had guys looking at them and all these ESPN people and reporters and stuff. And now, I mean, you had the number 1 recruit in the nation on SportsCenter talking for a couple of hours about his decision and stuff. And I'm not saying he looks like a bad guy or he's not going to be a good player or anything like that. He's probably going to be a great player. He's probably a really nice person as well. But you get to be on SportsCenter and ESPN, and then you're making your decision on ESPN. I mean, it's all this attention, and you're afraid of those players getting those big heads. And like you mentioned, really it comes down to first day of the season when you're lining up against another person on the opposite side of the line. Can you play? And that's what's going to come down to. And hopefully these rankings are done right. Hopefully the right players are the top rankings. But I think it's way too much. I'm not a fan of National Signing Day. I think Carson's a great quarterback and fantastic and worthy of all the credit he's being given. But I do think he takes advantage of being a quarterback and that being the most important position in football. So teams are going to overdraft that position. Exhibit A, Christian Ponder with the Vikings. Should not have been the 11th overall pick. And then 2, a weak class. There isn't an Andrew Luck in this draft class. I'm not comparing Carson to Andrew Luck. I'm not going as far as Mike Mayock did. So there's no one in this class that's like that really elevates themselves above the others. So he kind of helps himself there as well, improving his stuff.
And breaking news, Carson Wentz
He is heading to the Philadelphia Eagles here, and I'll be joined right now with sports director from the KNDS radio station here from North Dakota State, Andy Rieckhoff, and we just heard the pick now. What can the Philadelphia Eagles expect?
Well, I mean, great time for Carson. Congratulations to him, first off, all his hard work coming through. Jared Goff, the first pick, Carson the second. I think the Eagles can expect a winner. That's one thing we know. He won a lot of games. He won 4 national championships while he was at North Dakota State, so they're definitely getting a guy who's a proven winner at quarterback, and in a division where they won it with Kirk Cousins, the Redskins did. So you're getting a guy that can go in and win a pretty low-quality division right now.
Definitely, and you got the size right there. You got the 235 pounds, you got the frame, you got the arm. With the skeptics out there, we have some skeptics. The FCS is not the NFL. What do you say to skeptics when talking about that transition to the NFL?
Well, I think Carson said it best. He's talked numerous times when he's asked that question about the competition level from FCS to FBS and now the NFL, obviously. And he says it's football. We're just playing football. At the end of the day, football is football. It doesn't matter where you go. It doesn't matter where you come from. If you come from North Dakota or Texas, you're still playing football. And if you can play, it doesn't matter if you play D1, D2, D3. If you can play, you're going to play and succeed at the next level. And I think he can play, that's for sure.